Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to talk about my least favorite books of 2022, and I usually don't do this kind of video. Like, I think I've never done like worst books of the year video before, but today and this year I was too tempted. Really, it's because of Cassidy, so blame her. I am doing it. So let's just talk about the books I like the least in the year, which I feel bad about, but here we are. I have realized when trying to prep for this video that I have very little 5 stars and I have very little 1 stars. I had 1 star for the whole year, so I had to take some of my 2 stars into this to make it an actual video. But I really rarely give a 1 star book unless I absolutely like hate the book, and I guess I should be better at giving out 5 stars as well as better at giving out 1 stars if I really don't like the book. But I'm always like, oh, but this was kind of meh. Even though it definitely was a 1 star book, I just don't give out the 1 star. So my 1 star book of the year, my absolutely worst read of the whole year, and one of my most hated books of all time, which we're going to talk about first, is a book I can't even find because I don't know where I put it. I know I still own it because I don't own Haul, but I don't know where I put it, and that is A Woe So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the 3rd and final book in the Chris Breakers series, and the first one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it was one of my favorite books of all time. I get that like 5 stars. Not a favorite book of all time, but a book I really enjoyed and loved, and I get that 5 stars. And then this one ended up being a 1 star. I have a whole like kind of rant review on my channel where I talk about how much I detest what happened in this one, but basically there's nothing redeemable there. There's nothing enjoyable about the last book in the series. It goes exactly where you think it will go. There's no surprises. All the characters are kind of by this point shite anyway. There's this one character that I wish had never existed. Her name is Liamara, and she can literally just burn. She can just burn all day, and I don't care. Like, I wish she was just a leader from my mind. I wish that I never heard her name and she never existed in my mind, and I just want all the worst to come to her because I'm a terrible person. I don't care. Overall, just the series I never wish was a series. I wish it was standalone. It is a standalone in my head. I read this though to just complete the series, and I never ever have felt so let down by anything before. I feel like the author put out everything that was possible to want in a book in the first one. Like, it has so much potential, and I absolutely adored it. And then instead of making it this amazing thing that I absolutely was in for, she made it into this awful YA story. Not to shit on YA completely here, but felt she needed to follow something, and it was not right for the story was. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on through her mind. I'm not the author, but I could rant about this for a long time, as you probably can tell, and we have other books to talk about, but I just wish I never ever picked up the whole series in general sometimes, because I love the first book so much and the rest can just literally just either way, the second book was not as terrible, but I really didn't like that, and then we had this one that I hate. So yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about some other stuff I didn't like. So another kind of shite book I read was Red Wolf by Brian Jacques. So this one I picked up because of the 12 Friends Recommend 12 Book Challenge that I did in 2022. And I'm sorry to my friend who recommended this, but this was just kind of shite. It is about these animals that protects this red wolf thing place, and I just didn't get it. I didn't even understand we were animals until all the way through. It was released quite a long time ago, but just how it was written, just couldn't follow a single thing that was happening. Still don't know actually what I read, and maybe like it's partly my fault. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, but it's also just like there was nothing about this book is appealing. And I'm the kind of person who will like always finish my series, but there's just no way I'm gonna read more of this. Like, maybe eventually after reading so many books that I have, I can actually make a video. Series I actually won't finish, even though I generally finish everything. But why would I finish this? Like, why? I don't know. So I know like people grew up with this, I really enjoyed it, but for me, I'm just like, I don't know. Ugh. I just threw it away. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Then I read Searing by Sandra Gustafsson, which I won in a Goodreads giveaway many years ago. I finally picked it up this year. I don't remember why. Was it because I had to read like something where the author had the same name as me? I literally cannot remember. I don't remember why I read this, but I did read it. And I didn't think I was gonna love it by any means. I knew it was kind of like a thriller or like a crime or something like that. So I didn't think I was gonna love it, but I didn't think it was gonna be shite. So in this book, we just have this woman who's going to a psychiatrist trying to find out like where her life grew wrong. She kept having relationships with married men or something, and I first thought that she had been like groomed But then we were not. I was so confused of the timeline. There was like no indication of where we were in timeline or how old she was. Not that it was anything like good about like the relationships she was in. They were horrible relationships in general. It needed to be told a bit better. It was written better for the story it was. It was trying to be, I don't know, touching, but I just didn't feel anything because it was a jumbled mess, really. Like the writing, the timelines, just like my talking, it was just so not for me at all. It was a sad story if you think about it, but it was also sad for me to read it because it was bad. So I'm sorry, but yeah, now we have this out of the way. At least like I read like book that was on my TBR for like, I don't know, 10 years or something. So there's that. It's not 10 years, but a long time, okay? And then we have Master of One by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett. This was the Facing Gaze pick for, I think, in June. So it was actually for Pride Month as well. That is sad to think about. And it is a standalone following 6 point of views. I don't even remember how many point of views we have. And we're trying to like do this heist thing and find this stuff. And it was really shy. I keep using that word, I'm sorry. Nothing in this book stuck with me. We had these 6 point of views and they all just blended together to the same person. There was no need for the 6 point of views. I don't even know what was going on in this book. There was no heist. It was a shitty ass heist, okay? And we were like, when you were like 250 pages into the book, nothing had happened. And I was just sitting there like, come on. And the world building, it was terrible. I am sad to say that I like really, really disliked this one, but it was just nothing about it that was appealing. Like, we read quite a few different books for Facing Gaze. And like, yes, we haven't loved every single one. There's one other that we keep hating on, but that's like kind of becoming a joke. But I feel like that was like at least more attainable than this one. Because the other one was just like, it was not great. But this one was just like, what did this give me? Nothing. And just how the characters gave nothing, how the story gave nothing. The romance was just robot-y and it was weird. And yeah, probably, I'm sorry, but the worst book we read for the club. And yeah, so here we are. Didn't love it, to say that. And I gave it 2 stars, but it really, this is a 1 star. I mean, granted, I think the next one is also probably a 1 star, but the next one after that, I'm granted 2 stars, I think. I feel like I should have given this 1 star, as I just said. And that is It by Stephen King. I better read this with Jess and then she never read a book again, so I don't know what that says to you guys. But basically, I have wanted to read this for a long while. Like, I know Stephen King, you know, most people do. I wanted to read his works. Every time I pick up his works, I don't like them, so I don't know what I'm doing. But it's not like I hate them, it's just more like 3 stories are fine. But he has like 48 billion books, so I will like go through 48 billion books knowing I won't like them. But I thought I would like it, because I enjoy the movies, I feel like the concept of Pennywise, etc. And then I read it and I was bored. It was so boring. Stephen King just writes really, really boring, okay? I find this in most of his books that I read, that I'm just bored, so I don't know what he's doing. His books are so long for no reason at all. Like, seriously, I'm sorry. And I just feel like the scary concept of this book, nothing about this book scared me. I just felt nothing. I wish the book was more engaging, because I feel like the story is interesting, just how it's written. We have like literally like 14 pages with like news articles and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care. They're just trying to show that the town is awful. I get it, the town is awful. We gotten it, okay? And I don't know, the scary, as I said, the scenes and stuff weren't even scary. I was not scared for a second in this. And I'm not saying that you need to sit there and quake your pants, but it made me feel literally nothing for it to be so famous for being like the horror book. And then he gave me this, and I'm just like, okay. I wish, as I said, it was more, but I just ended up being bored out of my mind. And it was just so long, like 1,000 pages long, and it gave me nothing. Will it be the last Stephen King thing I ever read? No, because I read another one after this that I liked more, but that was like 300 pages, maybe that's why I liked it more. But alas, I don't want to think about this anymore, and I want to delete it from my mind. So the next ones we have here, I don't think are like 1-star reads. They're definitely like 2-star reads, because I enjoyed parts of these. But I feel bad a bit for putting them here. But I feel like the other ones here, I really like, they're far down. And these are like just like okay, but still like not at all what I love. So maybe they don't fit in there, but I'm gonna put them in here anyway. And that is some of the Bone Season So we have here book 3 and 4, which is the ones I read in 2022. 1 and 2 I read other years. And one season follows Claire. Is that even her name? Paige is her name. And she's a clairvoyant, but clairvoyants are illegal in London in the future in some years. And then she's like taken in and sent to this place, and you need to find out where she's sent if you read a book. And here we just follow like more developments after that. And I don't know, I expected like underground stuff and like really like cool like intrigue. And every time I go into the book, I think I'm going to enjoy it more than I do. I'm just like, I'm ready to actually care about these characters, care about what's happening. And every time it just felt flat to me. And it's so weird. I think it's something to do with the writing that doesn't work for me. Whereas things that is supposed to feel exciting or emotional or like a big deal never feels. Because it feels just very flat. Everything, it just happens like, dun, dun. Like it's not engaging and just like, feel my pulse rising or anything like that, but I feel like it is a book that should feel engaging. I didn't like Bone Season, I didn't like The Mask Falling, I didn't like the second book, The Mime Order, and this one was just like, So actually The Mask Falling is my favorite so far, whereas I feel like I could almost bump up to 3 stars, so maybe this one shouldn't be here. But at the same time, even the stuff that was supposed to be exciting in this one, when I looked upon it after reading it, I was just like, this is it. So I feel like I'm just tricking myself right now saying that I think I enjoyed this more than I did. I feel like a part of me wants to enjoy it so much that I'm saying to myself, you enjoyed it more than you did. But if I reread it, I would be just like, I'm bored. But at least like I retained the story, and I'm thinking that Fire of the Orange Tree is one of my favorite books like ever, and I really loved it. And I'm just sad that I don't love these. So if I don't love A Day of Fallen Nights, I'm gonna be so angry and cry. So yeah, I don't know. There's just something about writing in these. I don't know. And I just don't like the vibes, I guess. And I just feel like the story seems to be out for so much more than what you actually get. So there's something about that. I don't know how to describe it, but we are gonna move on. And the last one I have here is Red Rising. So this is the latest one I read. So this is Iron Gold, and I also read Golden Sun and Morning Star, but I was too lazy to take them out of my bookshelf because they're lying there so nicely now. And while I enjoyed the first one, actually I get that 4 stars. Then I read Golden Sun and I absolutely felt nothing for it. It was such a disappointment. And then I read Morning Star and I was just like, oh, everything went exactly where we're going to go. And I hate endings that don't do anything more with the endings. They're just like going in a straight line and we're done. I hate it. And then this one is set many years later. So it's supposed to be like new and exciting. Like 10 years later, following the children or blah, blah, blah. And again, it was super boring. It was like 600 pages long. 500 pages, 600 pages, 596 pages long, and then nothing happened. It was just a setup book. Like, there happened like 2 important things in the whole book that I cared about, and the ending was fun. But it's just like, why is this 600 pages? It could have been 300 pages. I'm serious. And I'm just like, oh, it felt like I read a novella set between 2 books to set up the next book, but I had to read 600 pages to get through it. And it just, that frustrates me, okay? So I given like Golden Sun and Morning Star and this one 2 stars. And I wouldn't give them 1 star because I don't hate them or anything like that. But it's just something about like how I felt like I was going into just this very like complicated and cool and just like stuff I would really enjoy, you know, like, I don't know, I can't compare it to another author, but like it felt like a book I would enjoy. Like how people talked about it, the genre that it is in, it is something I enjoy. But then when I read them, I'm just like, this is it. It's nothing more. So that's why they are here. And that is sad. But yeah, I'm going to read the rest of them. And they just get thicker and thicker. So I don't know what I feel about that. But yeah, yay. Okay, that was like some of my worst reads. I could mention more, like All of These Bodies by Kenora Blake, which I still don't get. Like, I gave this 3 stars. I feel like they won. I gave a higher rating than all other books because I enjoyed it when I read it. Think about it now, I'm just like, what was this book? Like, seriously, this is an honorable mention for a book that I've been thinking about, and just like, this book wasn't really good, was it? And I've been occasionally, as I said, thinking about it, and feeling like, I feel tricked by it, that I thought it was good, and I'm just like, eh. But I enjoyed other books by this author, but I've been thinking about how I was interested in a mystery, but it gave me nothing in the end. And now I was thinking about it when making this video, so I felt like I had to mention it here at the end, that's why. So this just follow like killings that happens like over several lines, and then we think either that it's a vampire, or if it's just a serial killer. And we still don't know. I'm serious. I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to believe, and it frustrates me. So there's that. Sorry for feeling a bit flustered in this video. I feel bad for speaking about these like this, but this is also how I am. I feel like I don't know, do I show like this in real life? Who knows in real life? In other videos? I don't know. Now you get this kind of video from me. Hope you enjoyed. Remotely, I don't know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs down emoji if you enjoyed this, because, you know, we don't like stuff here, so that's why. And you should see me soon in a new one. Check out my page down below if you enjoyed this. And yeah, you should see me soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!